Welcome to Halftime Heroes with the latest sports news from around the Mornington Peninsula. With Adam Kelly, Peter Susovich, Neil Craig, Leigh McQuillen, Luke Harris and Chris Gamble. Take it away, Adam.
Welcome everyone to Halftime Heroes. We're a bit skinny. No, we're a bit short this week. Welcome to another episode. I think we're up to episode 22 of what has been a fantastic year, culminating in last week. And boy, oh boy, have we got some shows for you, and some scores and some details for you coming up. But with me first, Spook. How you been?
How are you, Sus? Going well, mate.
Been
Very
a great
well.
week?
It has been a good week, yeah. Boys performed pretty well on the weekend and got some great scores in the MPFNL, mate. There's some amazing results.
It's probably the closest we've ever seen. We'll go through Division 1 and then we'll go through to Division 2. Macca, how you been?
Could not be better, Sus. Could not be better, to be honest with you.
And an exciting week. We'll get into what's transpired over the weekend and all the shenanigans. But we're missing...
where are these bastards?
Well, I reckon... I think... Adam is chaperoning Neil up in Cairns.
Is he touring through a retirement village?
Several retirement villages. I hear one's on an island.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But
Can
geez.
Neil Craig take a holiday, mate? I worked for him for 20 years. He'd take a holiday 4 times a fucking year, and now he's retired. He's still taking them.
How is it they bag the shit out of people that take a break during the footy season? And friggin' here we go. We're a week out of finals, and they both take a break.
Are they just priming themselves for finals? What are they doing? Like, are they doing some research? Are they surely something's going on?
But they're. But we will be blessed in the Division 2 show with Gammers.
Yeah, spot on, Gammers.
Oh, geez, talk about happy. You reckon I'm happy? Wait till he gets here.
Yeah.
That's a great effort,
So
Gammers.
he's pretty good, and we'll also be also have Jake. So,
Okay, the good man.
So potential to swap with the old man. So
He's a better bloke than his old man, so that'd be good to have him in the studio.
we'll just fix Macca's mic, just get that up just a touch. So let's get stuck into it, folks. Division 1. Spook, you want to go through the scores?
Absolutely. Round 17 commenced. Dramana Football Club took on the Rosebud Footy Club, 93-82. Pretty close than we would have thought, I reckon. Dramana got pretty close there, Sus. You'd think that Dramana would have put a bit more of a hole in. Rosebud might have put a bit more of a hole in Dramana than that. But the best for Dramana, Sam Fowler, Sam Gertz, Ryan Morrison, Luke Oborn and Billy Gertz. And the best for Rosebud, Fletcher Huswaite, Reed Nance Cowan, Campbell Huswaite, Mitchell White and Jake Carousel. Had some sort of year, Jake. He's played some very good footy.
Sammy Fowler booting 6.
Oh, the man.
Back after 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's a superstar, Sam Fowler.
He doesn't like the video much, does he?
No, he wasn't a big fan of your video, Sus, but he can...
It wasn't my
footy.
video. No, he just doesn't like the video. So, but he's a key part of it, isn't he?
He's a superstar, mate. And if anyone in the Macca would agree with this, I'd reckon you've got to worry about more talent when you play Dramana. You're looking at the list like, where do you start? Who do you go to?
Yeah, it's a deep side, and I don't know if you noticed, Morrison had 40 on the weekend.
Playing back?
Well, I haven't watched the footage. I was just looking at the numbers earlier and going, geez, that's a lot of football for him. He's a good player and big numbers. And I know we bang on about the Gertz boys every week, but they're 105 between them, so an average of 21. Billy's at 33. Sam's at 33 as well. And then when you look down the line, like Quigley 24 and Fowler 20. So you're talking about sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them 20 plus. Bill, the interesting thing in the ruck too is obviously I always like to see how this one goes with the twins at Rosebud. But Billy's come up against them and he not only have they won clearances, Rosebud's won clearances. Wow. So Huswaite's had 16, but Billy's had 13 clearances himself in the ruck.
Unbelievable.
So you're talking about that extra midfielder that they have in there. And looking at the numbers with Rosebud too, they had 14 players with 10 plus possessions. So Dramana have finished the game with 35 more possessions, but the spread over Rosebud has just been a bit deeper than it has been against Dramana. But I want to be honest, they are prime right now, Dramana. So I don't know.
That's a fourth second quarter from Rosebud. They've banged on 8 in the sec. They are a powerful footy team, aren't they? When they're going.
And a couple missing, I think you'll find from Rosebud on the weekend. I don't think they'd be resting because I know we're going to talk about it later in the show about who they got next week. I don't think they'd be resting, but it does give you that little bit of an opportunity if someone's got a niggle to not play.
Yeah.
Yep, and I find it fourth or fifth side having a good crack at the number one side.
Yep.
And the second and third side don't get near them.
Nah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, so you got Mt.Eliza and Dramana, who have a bit of form on their side and a bit of experience. And I reckon Rosebud would just be a bit nervous about those two sides.
Yeah, they would. And then obviously there's a match up next week. So
yes.
That'll be very interesting.
Next match.
This game's us. EDS took on the Sereno Sharks, and EDS just had their way with the Sereno boys. Would have been a big, strong game of footy. Kurt Lopo, Best, Toby Arms, our boy Diggins, Daniel Harrison and Alex Brown in the best for EDS. Good to see Kurt Lopo's found some form.
Yes, important time of the year, isn't it?
Yes, he is a dead-set superstar, and they'd be hoping he can find his best form, because him at his best probably had something that he probably hasn't been at his best this season. So if he can get going for the finals, that'd be massive. And the Sereno boys, Chad Harris, Dylan Clark, Aaron Brimham, Charlie Stokes and Shannon Gladman. That's a good bunch of players too. But Chad Harris is a decent footballer.
And that bows Sorrento out for the year.
They've had a good year though.
Yeah, I reckon they've had a good year.
Yeah, they've had a good year.
Can I give you some numbers on this one?
Yep.
This will spin you out a little bit. So Edie v Sereno have gone plus 116.
Wow.
In touches. They've gone plus 9 at clearance, and they've lost the game. So Harris has had 48, Cameron's had 39, Dylan Clark's had 37, and then add to that Gladman, Brennan, Jamison, Stokes. 27 plus. So 7 players had 27 plus. They've gone plus 116. And if you look, I started looking at the data and thinking, well, hold on, that's got to be. It's either Edie just kicking long and just getting territory, but Edie went plus 52 in pressure. So even though they've had so much of the footy, they're obviously butchering it a little bit. Edie are putting them under the pump and they're getting turnovers. They're flicking back the other way. But plus 116 and plus 9 in clearances, you wouldn't lose many games.
No, you wouldn't.
Or the bottom 20%. They could be
better.
Do they normally set up that way a little bit behind the ball? EDS happy to not win clearance, get it across half back, and then go from there.
To an extent, because you've got Brown in there and you've got Diggins, so you've got some pretty handy players through the midfield. But I think they don't mind slingshotting. They've got a pretty good back half.
Yeah, their back half's
so
very strong.
So I think they don't mind losing clearance, and then they go the other way. And probably Sereno a little bit the opposite. They like to push forward.
Yeah, don't know.
So they
downhill skiing at its best when they're on 100%. Top. Geez, they're frightening when they play well.
Oh, they're a good side. They're a good side. Absolutely. Yep, they're at the top, like you said, Sus. At the top, it's very, very good at Sereno, and if you can nullify their top half, or you're sort of halfway in the game
on the board.
Yep.
And the next match, Spook, was. A determined Mt.Eliza up against YCW. Where
I found some form, the Mt.Eliza boys. Look out for the one.
Is it they found some form, or Frankston YC are in some trouble?
They've been a little bit inconsistent. I know they finished second YC, but they've been a little bit up and down, haven't they?
Well, they got pumped by Rosebud last week, and now they've struggled against Mt.Eliza. The score sheet and the ladder says they're going to poleaxe them, but Mt.Eliza defying the trend.
Yeah, big win for Mt.Eliza. So Finlay Bain, Jasper O'Neill, Fraser Phillips, Will Bravo and Finn O'Neill. Geez, that's a young group of players. They're all babies. Finn's 23, 24. And then for the best for the YC boys, Cameron Owen, Max Williams, Billy McCormack, Byron Barry and Toby Kavanagh. The different names there. It's a different. The way Mt.Eliza want to set up and play is a fair bit different to YC, and they obviously just controlled the footy and flicked the ball around and made them look a bit slow, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and let's be honest, like Mt.Eliza lose that's the season done.
So
I reckon they had a lot more to play for. Yeah. I'm not saying that Franks and YC put the cue in the rack, but just the difference in, do you want to have a season live, or do we want to be cooked and done given the draw they've got?
And I suppose the experience of Frankston, they bang on 4 unanswered goals in the last quarter. Take the lead, and the determination of Mt.Eliza get them over the line. So that's Ricky's got them on a tangent. They're heading upwards.
They're the ones you don't want to be playing in the finals.
They're a danger. They're definitely a danger, and they're going to be relying. Well, they've got a big game this week, and then maybe relying on results.
Yep. Well, there will be. There's 2 teams outside that can make it in, that are defined by if they win or they lose.
Yep.
So there's no in betweens.
Yep.
The next game we saw, myself and yourself, Macca, ventured up to Pines, and it was Mornington versus Pines, and it was a bit of a mystery tour. We had some permutations before the match. Who's playing? I wrote it up as being undermanned and all that. So.
Well, I suppose you believe what you want to believe, Sus. Like
I just saw it. Yep.
Yeah, we went into the game and we knew that we knew what side they were throwing out. So you can play games before the game if you want to, but we knew exactly what was happening, and to see them come over and change the team sheet, I suppose it wasn't surprising, mate, to be honest. And we planned for what we knew was there and exactly who played with the players we thought were playing. So it didn't change our planning.
Tough match and very level across.
Very even.
A minute to two could have gone either way.
For sure.
There was some decisions that could have gone either way as well, which fortunate for Mornington, they've gone Mornington ways, but they could have easily gone Pines way.
Yeah, they could have. That could have happened for sure. If we reflect back to it's vivid in my memory when we played them last time at Pines, we kicked 5-15 and put ourselves in a winning position, and we just didn't kick well enough at goal to finish them off. Well, I just reckon the same thing happened.
Yep.
They weren't able. Their skills towards the end in front of goal weren't up to scratch. They left the door open, and our boys wanted to win. Like you sort of look at it towards the end of the season, you say, geez, Mornington mustn't have much to play for. They're out of relegation, but we had a ton to play for. Like our boys wanted to win that game big time.
That's great.
Yep.
And we set ourselves for it, and we're no different this week.
And you can see the reaction after the match from the Mornington team.
Great,
so no, that was really great. The big fella, he was up forward for a while there. Geez, you have to be 6'7", 6'8".
Big Saggy.
Saggy. He's huge.
He's a big unit. The interesting thing about him is he came to pre-season about 30 kilos heavier than that.
Yep.
So he's lost all that weight to get to where he is now. He'll be unbelievable in 19s in the finals, but I reckon he's got another 20 or so to drop into next year, and then he's still 19s next year.
Yeah.
Wow. So he's going to be a huge asset to us, and he's out. That's his third senior game. So, he's going to see that the opportunity's there, and he's just got to put in a big pre-season. So he's a good kid.
That's great match there.
Best players, so Guy Hendry, Jaden Adams, Jonathan Hayden. He's had that's Hayden's best year, I reckon. He's been the best a lot.
We did a little bit
out of stoppage. He just powers. Yeah, he's a good player.
It's interesting. We did a bit of work on him with Savage gone and a couple others through the midfield. We actually put a bit of time into him and just watching how he works out of stoppage. And he's so credit to him because he wasn't on our radar last year, but he was on it this year for sure.
Yeah, he can play for sure.
Yeah.
And the best of your boys, Angus Roller, Nathan Heath. Great to see him back playing. He's one of the premier midfielders in the comp. Matt Jones, Ty Cull, and Tim Suss.
Yeah, he kicked
a couple. He's a talented player, getting in the face of the Oppo late in the game too. Suss, bit of his old man coming out at him. How good?
Yeah,
I love the way Timmy goes about it. Good on him.
Can I pay a bit of credit to Matt Jones? He's 38 years old, right? He missed a couple of games and he put his hand up this week and said, I'm 100% good to go. And just for the viewers out there, it was interesting because I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a name in our reserves on the weekend, Matthew Lafontaine. Now you're talking about a guy who's pretty decorated, who's had an unbelievable career at YC, numerous premierships, and then comes to us, 100% committed. But we did have a point squeeze on the weekend for the first time this year, and Matt Jones was coming back in the side, and so we had to make a decision.
So Laffer didn't get a game because of points.
Laffer, we spoke to our players that were carrying points, and Laffer put his hand up and said, "I'm your man. I haven't done as much work in the pre-season as all these blokes have. I'm going to put my hand up." He said, "I've never played reserves footy. I'm going to play reserves footy for Mornington Football Club. I'm dedicated. I'm locked in for next year. I just want to do what's right by the club, and other blokes need an opportunity." So I just want to give a shout out to Laffer. And we lost the game we lost the game with a kick on the siren in the development. Laffer had a cracking second half and nearly won the game himself. But that's the credit to the man who decided that I'm going to put the club first. I'll be the player to sit out, and I'm going to put people ahead. So huge. I want to shout out to Laffer.
Great. I wonder why he was on the sidelines. Jeez.
And a handsome bastard too. He's a good looking.
He's a good looking rooster.
He's an amazing.
You know what he's doing? He's actually he's got a photo shoot coming up in Cairns. So he's
really
he's got a photo shoot.
Well, he can meet the commission Adam up there.
He can.
Oh, yeah.
See the boys.
Village.
So,
nice. The boys.
I'm not sure if Laffer would get in, but it's one of those locked-in retirement villages that you can only get in with a little key card. But we'll sort that out. And the final match to end us out, Spook, was the Red Hill Leigh Warren. And Leigh Warren just hovering.
Yep. I said they wouldn't make finals. I said they wouldn't make finals and Devon in Div 2. I'm going to look like a complete cockhead if they both roll in. But good win from Leigh Warren. Massive win. It's a good score line that 11-7. And bitterly disappointed year for Red Hill. They'd be as flat as a tack, would they? Jamie would be flat as.
Yeah.
Best players, Daniel Frampton, Oscar Lewis, Billy Sanders, Jack Latte, maybe, Connor Erdley, and Bryce Rutherford, Benjamin Hopkins, Jaden Jacobenko, Agape Patullo, and Jack Orchard for Langwarrin. Great effort from Langwarrin. They have had a magnificent season. Whether they make finals or not, that's a massive year for them. Well done.
Couple of the highlights for the week. What's your pick of the week out of Div 1 results?
The Mornington win's massive, but for the top of the table thing, I think the Mt.Eliza win probably for me was the one that stood out.
Just
purring
just
into
there.
the finals. If they can win this week and sneak in, they are the one you don't want to play.
Macca, yourself?
Well, it's been 10 years since we've won at Pines, so to get we had a bit of a chat before the game about the 10 years, and we looked at the side that because obviously you get photos taken, and none of the players playing had played in that, so we had a bit of a. We had some photos. Actually, you sent me a couple of your young bloke. We had some photos bandied around about what the boys were doing 10 years ago when Mornington last won at Pines. So we had a lot of fun with that. Young Seggy would have been 17.
That's crazy.
Oh, sorry, young Seggy would have been 7. And, some of even Jonesy, I said, what were you doing 10 years ago? He goes, I'll probably just cut it up on the MCG, mate. Just get another 30 for the Ds. So we had a nice photo of him, and I put Timmy's in there saying, well, Timmy's a mad D supporter, so he would have been in the crowd watching you, mate.
Yeah.
So we had a bit of fun with that. But that was good for us. But aside from that, I'm going to say I just cannot believe that you can have 116 more possessions and lose a game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It spins me out. When I saw those numbers, I was like, God, how did Sereno lose that game? I mean, pressure from Edie.
Yeah. Well, the pick for me has got to be Mt.Eliza as well. So they're in prime, and it's the duel between Mt.Eliza and Langwarrin. So there's a couple sitting in the box seat. Sorry, I think there's one in the box seat, and I think there's another one that's going to have an awful lot of trouble getting in. So we'll discuss that. We might have another panel come in. What we might do is take a break. We'll wrap up what's coming into the final round of Division 1 football in the MPNFL, and we'll be back right after the break.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. Thanks for the break. We are going to go through the preview of Div 1.
Did you take over because he's having a bite?
Halfway through the show, he's fucking eating his pie.
You can host.
All right.
That was supposed to be before we started.
I'll take it from here.
Jesus Christ.
Sus, they are looking pretty good. Bubs has done a good job.
Fantastic. No, it's great to have you, Jacob.
No, thanks, Sus. Good to be back again.
Last week.
No, appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that.
Let me tell you, he's been on the show once, right? So it's great to see Jake on the show. Rocks up to Bayswater training last week with the fucking halftime heroes beanie on. Look, we've done this show for 3 years. He's done it once and gets a beanie.
Haven't seen my beanie.
What is going on there?
Nice beanie.
Greatest debut of all time.
Did you bring a packet up?
No, I didn't. So apparently your boys, the same boys that did the hats back in the day, they've screwed up the sizing. Up in Thailand.
In Thailand?
Yep, they've screwed up the sizing
they've
completely.
Got small heads over there.
Small lids.
They're 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay.
That's all right.
Alrighty, we'll get into the first match of the round. We've got Dramana versus Pines.
Dramana kick their head in going into
Yeah,
the
I think they do, Macca. What do you reckon?
Well, obviously we finished Pines' run at the finals on the weekend, so Dramana will win this by a lot.
Yep.
Dramana will win this by a lot. That side they got out there at the moment, they're making a late run
At Dramana as well.
Yeah. They'll
look
win
good
it
at
by a
home.
lot.
You probably don't. It wouldn't be a little bit of an awkward spot. You know what's coming if you're Dramana, don't you? You know they've got nothing to lose. Pines are going to rock out there and play there at their ferocious best. Could get a bit ugly for the Dramana boys if they go the traditional Pines route for when you got nothing to lose.
Yeah, definitely could.
You'd hope they don't.
You'd hope so.
To be honest, it's not the way to go about it. And Dramana are, they're physical. So I just can't see Dramana. They're going to win this one by a bit.
And we'll be looking to play finals next week, the week after.
100%. Yep. And they're in ripping form.
Yep.
Yeah, big time. And I think just touching on ripping form, Macca, we've Obviously, you boys would have spoken about it on the review. Sam Fowler back kicked 6.
Yeah, he's a special
He
talent.
looks good, and Dramana will be loving having him back.
Clayton Gay back, I think, was back in the side as
He was.
well.
He was. I think he only kicked the 1, if I'm not mistaken.
And they got some form coming back.
Super handy.
And on their home deck should do very, very well. You pick folks?
Dramana.
Yeah, I got Dramana as well.
Luke Oborn instant form, the big boy. Look out. He's a good player.
He's great player.
He's an athletic bastard. He can play either end. He goes anywhere. He's a special player.
And then Morrison on the back of that.
Where did he play? We've got to find that out. 40.
I want to find it out too.
He's had 40 this year.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the next game of round 18. We have Red Hill versus Sorrento at Red Hill Recreation Reserve. Macca, what do you reckon of this one?
This will be like, Red Hill will get one more chance at it and they'll throw out their best side because that's what they do. And they were competitive last week. They went, plus 30 in possession against Langy and couldn't get it done. But they probably, I'm sure they'll be painting, and I know they're going to have different coaches next year, but I'm sure they'll be painted as, we want to get a win on the board to finish next season. And then Sorrento, obviously it's a dead rubber, so I don't know. Like Sorrento, obviously, we've got a few players out there that are on a fair bit of coin. So do they play? Or do they play? Or do they not play?
Yourself a bit of cash, boys.
Well, it could be that way. Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah,
who knows how that game will go?
I was thinking that.
That'll be interesting. Yeah.
I think Red Hill this year, they've been very competitive in a lot of games, and without winning, I think Red Hill will win that last game at home.
They've been unlucky.
They have.
They've had a couple of opportunities.
Geez, you don't want to be Div 2 next year with Red Hill rolling back.
No, I reckon they'll be pretty good. I really do. I reckon they'll be good. Whether, I don't know whether Gresham hangs around or whatever, but I just think with
coming to Bayswater.
Going to Bayswater, inside mid. Right. I just reckon with the player, they got a pretty deep list, and they got some good kids coming through. It's actually a really good job. That's actually a really good job to get.
That's the pick of them.
Yeah.
I agree. Yep, I agree with that.
I'm gonna go Red Hill.
Yep.
No, I'll go Sorrento. Just they'll want to finish off the year as well.
Yeah, big time. They will. I also... no, I don't, actually. No, I do. I agree with you, Sus. I'll go Sorrento as well. I reckon rolling out a list with 40 points, they should just get it done, shouldn't they?
Yep.
Spook?
Yeah, I think Red Hill win it home.
Yeah, beautiful.
Your boy Jamie, you'll finish off. Neil's mate.
Neil's mate. Exactly right. We'll move to the next match of the round. We've got Frankston YCW versus Edithvale Aspendale at John Coburn Oval. This is set to be a big one, boys. Couple of big-bodied sides. Obviously, we know EDS coming off the Div 2 Premiership. They're weathered and ready. And then Frankston YC, we know they get ready this time of year, every year. So what are your thoughts, Spook?
Well, they're going to play each other 2 weeks in a row.
It's a Cornella.
I know. They're going to play...
Yep.
You can't show too much.
Yeah, that's what would you do? From a coaching point of view, Macca, this would be an interesting one. If I'm a coach, I would definitely hold something back. If I was working on something, I wouldn't try and show every hand I've got, knowing you're going to play them the week later. You still want to win, of course you would, but I wouldn't be tagging. I wouldn't be doing any of that. I'd wait till the final.
Yeah, and you look at the ladder and you think to yourself, there's not much movement off either side from memory. I think it doesn't really matter on a win-loss. But you're right in what you say. Like, winning form's good form, so I'm not sitting here saying you drop the game, but you definitely don't show your cards.
No, I agree.
You don't show your cards. If you've got to play back-to-back weeks, you don't show your cards.
But you need your momentum going into a final.
You do, yeah. You want to win. Like I said to you, Edie's pressure rating is very high, one of the best in the comp. So they'll bring a lot of pressure on obviously. Again, we're talking about a big ground. Don't forget Edie play on a postage stamp. And they've got to go and play on that big ground that they play very well, YC. I just think, I'm with you, Spook. I just don't think you show all your cards. So, if you've got set plays you want to take out, if you've got certain players you want to, or a certain style you want to play in. Because the other thing too is, we're not 100% sure. Are we 100% sure on what ground they're playing on next week?
No, I'm not sure.
On the week after?
Yeah.
No, not yet. I'd have to go and check.
Yeah. So that's the other thing too, because you're playing on a big ground, and if you end up on a, I don't think Mornington's got that one next week. I think we're the week after. But yeah, you want to win the game. You want to go in winning form. You want to put out a side that's pretty fit. If you've got anybody that's a little bit of a niggle, you take the week. Yep. Given Rosebud's going to get a week, you take the week and you get your best side out there the week after. And because this, you could have one side winning this week and the other side just changes completely the week after and knocks them out. So you want to win, but I think you put out a healthy 22 and you don't give away too much.
Yep, I agree with that. I think YC win, and I think YC need to win because they've lost their last two. And they've lost pretty poorly. And they're a big professional proud club. I think they'll bounce back and win that one at home.
I certainly do. Yeah, Mount Frankston YC for me.
Yep.
Macca?
YC, yep.
YC as well. I think it's set to be a good game. Obviously, not much can come of it, but we will see, I think, a better game next week.
Yep.
Which should be good.
Oh, that final's going to be an absolute belter.
Oh, yeah. Our next match, we've got Lang Warren taking on our boy Macca's Mornington Football Club at Lloyd Park. Big ground up there. Looking to be a good one. Macca hoping to put a stake in Lang Warren's heart here.
Well, I was just probably the other way around because I was just expecting a phone call from Ricky. I haven't had one yet, just to give me the whole intel on Lang Warren. Because obviously, if we knock Lang Warren off, win, loss or draw, Mt.Eliza stay in the hunt. So if we can get it done for them. And Chris Holcomb will kill me for this because he's got a bit of a rivalry with Mt.Eliza, but and so has the club.
Yes, I was just about to say
favours. I've come into Mornington 3 years ago, so I guess I like Ricky. He's a great fella. So I associate Ricky with Mt.Eliza. I know he's extra mana, but I look at it and I go, to be honest, we're going out to win a game of footy like we did against Pines. Like we said that we wanted to finish 3 and zip. We wanted to finish 4 and zip in the last 4, and we just got pipped by Sereno a few weeks ago. We want to finish 3 and zip to head into 2026. So these guys, we've already done the homework on Langy. We've done a lot of work on them.
Take away from him, Macca?
We'll keep it pretty quiet, but I know that Bryce is having a great year, isn't he? So we'll certainly, we'll see how Bryce is running around on the weekend. But we've done a lot of work, and we are looking forward to playing them. And I know Harry Money's pretty handy down there. A lot of got a lot of ex-Berwick and Cranbourne boys out there. So with Valor and those sort of blokes, so I know them pretty well. Yeah, Valor can play. Yeah, he's pretty silky. So I don't know. Like I look at it and go, I know there's a final series there, and I know that Mt.Eliza they're got to win their game first, and then they stay in. We'll talk about that shortly, but. Our plan is to get the job done against Lang Warren, and we'll go out and throw everything at them. They're a good side, so it's going to take a bit from us, but we're looking forward to playing at their ground.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think Mornington might win that.
You do?
Yes, jeez. I do. I've said this all year. They got the best coaching panel in the Prem comp, and they'll probably take away the assets of. With the job that these boys have done with basically a bunch of kids, and you've really challenged some teams this year, and that's well planned, well coached. Show the boys what they want to do, take away the assets, and then get after them. So I think they'll take away what Lang Warren do well, and they'll win the game.
I've just got to, from my side, I've just got to think of, yes, I'd like Mornington to win, and that's the ambition. But geez, the desire there from Lang Warren, we wrote them off. They were gone. We wrote them off at the beginning of the year.
I did.
We wrote them off about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and their hands are just in a match of footy, and it's either Rosebud beat Mt.Eliza and Lang Warren beat Mornington, and they're in. And I reckon that's big for them. So on paper and without my Mornington hat on, I'm going to say Langy.
Jeez, that's weak as piss.
You reckon?
Is that the first time this year?
I don't think you've tipped against you haven't tipped against Cribby or Mornington, or you?
No, I have, but I just think if you're aiming for finals,
you got a lot to play for.
You've got more Mt.Eliza that are up against the form side of the competition. If they get over the line there, the Darwin bookie would be heavily backing Rosebud in to win that and set the example, because Rosebud do not want them in there.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, so we'll come to that in a tick, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Langy.
Yep, nice pick, Sus. I'll also go Langy, unfortunately. Macca, I think Gammers and I spoke about it last week on the show. Around this time of the year, some teams just have a little bit more to play for. No doubt your boys will want to finish off the season strong, but Langy, after I'd say a lot of people wrote them off early in the season, for them to just have a sniff of finals, I think they'll bring their A game against you, and they'll be a really tough side to beat. With that being said, we'll move on to the half-time heroes match of the round. We have
He's going well, the boy. He's going very well. Adam, stay in fucking Palm Cove wherever you are, mate. Keep Commish up there too, or push around his stupid fucking wheelchair.
Commish's ass.
Just send us some photos back. That's all you got to do.
Commish is up there fucking alcoholic in his wheelchair. Loves it. He'll have his fucking stupid hat on too, don't worry about that.
He will too.
Well, talking about stupid hats, we've got Rosebud Football Netball Club taking on Mt.Eliza at Olympic Park.
Oh, it doesn't get much bigger, does it, boys?
It doesn't. This is got, dare I say it, a little bit of grand final feeling about it, does it not?
Well, if you're Rosebud, you've got a couple of opponents coming up, and you do not want this one in about 3 or 4 weeks' time.
Danny would want to knock them, keep them. I think if Danny was looking at the rest of the teams that could potentially play finals, and he wrote down he would be more worried about Mt.Eliza. I could be completely talking out of my ass, but I would think he'd be more worried about them than any team that are in there. Because what they possess, the other teams don't. YC, big bodies, Edias, bit bigger, that probably plays into Danny's hands. I mean, they're a big, strong team, Rosebud. What they don't want is chase and tail with a slick ball movement, keeping the ball off them, which is what Mt.Eliza possess. So I might back in our boy Ricky, to get the job done here. He's a special man. I'm no fan of Mt.Eliza, but he's a special coach, and I think he'll get him over the line.
So you're having a crack at me for going Mornington, Langwarren, and flip the bird and go on.
I'm allowed to support Ricky. He's a good man. I tipped him to win the flag last year. I'm in the Mt.Eliza wagon.
You were too.
Then I
They
jumped
loved you
on
for that.
Yeah, no, I needed some mates. I was a bit intimidated that night, so I jumped on.
Yeah, you're all over it. Jumped on.
I would have jumped off real quick if they lost. Don't worry about that.
Still remember that room because I had no support. Dramana weren't there.
I know.
And I'm pumping them up.
I know. We didn't have much, did we?
I think I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, they don't want Mt.Eliza in the final, so they want to get this done and then hope that we get it done.
Yep.
And hope that Langy get it over us, Rosebud. I think they'd prefer Langy in there, given matchups. No disrespect to Langy, because they've got a good list too, but it's just different when you've come off the back of a flag, and they'd be up and about if they snuck in Mt.Eliza and got it done. So, as I said before, Ricky controls his destiny. They win that game, they're in anyway. Yep. But then, there's our game as well. But I think Rosebud have them to worry about and Dramana. That's my personal opinion. I think Dramana are coming really hard. But I think this will be a tight game, but I think Rosebud will get it done. Yeah.
Yep. Same here. I think Rosebud will get across the line, and that's just the size and power across the whole ground.
Would Bob be playing? Anyone know?
Not sure.
If he's in against Rosebud, that's really important.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Is he VFL? Richmond VFL? Or?
Richmond are in that next round. I have a funny feeling. I think Richmond might have finished in that. Yeah, okay. The VFL has that second four. Yep. So I reckon Richmond are in a elimination this week from memory. So that would count him out.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Beautiful. I personally think Ricky will go at this as he does, very professional. He'll look to make the ground, obviously playing at Olympic Park, as big as possible, trying to get as many uncontested marks as possible and just control the game. Use their foot skills, which we know they have and they possess. And I think Mt.Eliza get it done.
Yeah, I agree. Good call, JK. Doing well, JK. Speaking beautifully.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Had to make sure. Well, that rounds out Division 1 preview, heading into round 18. I think we'll cut to another break, and I think the panel's going to switch up again. I think Sus might lose a couple kegs, and he'll spawn back on the end of the panel.
He can go and finish that sausage.
Devour it. Inhale it. Probably like your nostril.
You'll see an empty plate.
All right, we'll head to the break, and we'll be back with the Div 2 football show.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
G'day, sports fans. We are back with the Div 2 football show. We have gained another panel member today, and I will throw it over to you. Hello, Chris Gammers Gamble.
He's a chip off the old block, isn't he? No, it just actually got me then for a second. I'm like, is he? Where's the beard? Yeah. Hello, mate. How are you? Good to have you. Good to be back in the garage. Geez, be nice if the door was closed, I reckon, Sus, but anyway.
Yeah, Sus, it's fucking freezing.
Freeze me.
Sus.
I know we're heading towards finals, but it warms up when finals are
it's not spring yet.
Turn me mic up too, Sus.
How are we, boys?
Well, here we go.
We're moving well. How are you, mate? 2 wins of the weekend. Feeling all right?
Yeah, Saints girls, mate. They were good
done.
yesterday. They were very good. First win over Adelaide in their history. So, it's been a big weekend. Yeah,
massive. Very, very good.
Great weekend for you, Gammers.
Not too bad, mate. Yeah, not too bad.
All right, boys. Well, let's get straight into it. We've got the first game of round 18 in Div 2. We've got Bond Beach that took on Seaford. And as I alluded to last week, the battle of the sacked coaches, we had Bomb Beach 9-13-67 and Seaford 10-10-70. Personally, not the way I thought the game was going to pan out. I thought Bomb Beach was going to take this one, but huge win for Seaford. End the year strong.
Yeah, good effort.
Spook.
Fantastic effort. Good to see my boy Archie Huff in the best there. Good young team. But yeah, it's a good win. It's pretty tough when you lose a coach. Any time a coach leaves any part of the season. So they've done well to finish off, and they'd be happy to get that win, the old Seaford boys.
Yeah, bloody oath. And alluding to that, or touching on that, Spook, we've got in the best players for Bomb Beach, we've got Thomas Hogan, Jet Peckett, Liam Hullett, Aaron Ingram, and Ethan Wright. And for Seaford, we've got Ryan Jacobs, your boy Archie Hugh, Angus Giddings, Constable, Peter Goulis, and Chase Greeley.
I was looking at the scores on that one. Is that it looks like there's a heavy scoring in.
Yes.
Have a look at the breakdown of those quarters. I don't know whether there's a nice breeze going one way,
it must be.
I know Bomb Beach put on 40 points in that second quarter after kicking 1 goal 2 in the first.
It even looks like a better win because it looks like Bomb Beach's leaders got up for this game. Like Liam Hullett kicks 4. Jet Peckett's in the best players. Like they've had a crack there. They haven't just put the cue in the rack and Seaford's been able to finish the season strong. So yeah, good win.
Fantastic.
Great win.
Very solid. Next game we've got is Coringal versus Rye, where we've got Coringal 6-7-43 and Rye 9-10-64. I think it's safe to say, fellas, that this is just the way we would have imagined it panning out. For the best, we've got for Coringal, Louis Barber, Callan Dixon, Balin McLeod, Ben Howden, and Taylor Valentine. And for Rye, we've got young fella Tyson Barnes, Nicholas Strickland, Peter Hampton again, Ed Green, and Campbell Robinson as well. Once again, Ed Green goes back and kicks 5.
Yeah.
Thoughts,
yeah,
Macca?
is that 35, 40 goals in the last 5 weeks?
Wow.
It'll be close.
So I'm not Macca, by the way.
No. Sorry, no, you can have it.
Cut you off there, mate.
That's all right. It'd be close.
Yeah.
They've had a good year. Rye's had a good year. So they've gone out, they've moneyballed a little bit. You know, Green's been a good pickup. You know, Campbell Robbins is a super player. The Barnes boys put in it every week. You know, they've got a couple missing out of that side, a couple of top enders missing out of that side from Stingrays. And if I was in Rye's shoes, I would be very happy with my year and be building upon it next year. Hopefully they've signed that list and they can add to it. Yep. And go from there. But a good year, I think.
Real
overall.
positive for them. Absolutely. Not far off finals. They're looking like making it there for a while, so that's a great effort.
Yep.
Get a couple of recruits in and keep playing the young fellas up here.
Noah Louis Barber got best on ground for Kringle, ex-Rye boy.
Oh, he will love bloody oath. How good. And Coringal have had, they got their win and they've been slightly more competitive in the second half of the year. So that's good. Yep. I mean, they were getting their absolute heads kicked in for the first half. So
they were. Yep.
And that's not easy with a young group and getting smashed every week. So at least they've been competitive the second half of the year, which is good to see.
Hanging around there, half time,
three-quarter
time.
Yeah,
it's still
competitive.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah, it was good. Our next game saw Tyab hosting Hastings, where we had Tyab kicking 16-12, 108, and Hastings 14-18, 102. In the best, we had our boy Jimmy Freeman.
About time Jimmy did something, took a hanger.
Yeah, not to mention sitting on people's heads.
Absolute hang.
Had a bit to say about it too, by the looks of it.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, you gave him a bit of a spray after he took the mark, didn't he, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Kick the point. Kick the post.
Yeah, he hit the post after the screamer.
They cut that short.
Yeah, should have left that in. No, well done, Jimmy. We've put and Bucks. Good to see Bucks in the best. An absolute superstar and a great man, Corey Bucken. Great player.
Yeah, big time.
This is played at Tyab.
Yep.
So 210 points kicked. This was an offensive.
I don't think it's all defensive. Kev did try to open the game up. He just open up, boys. Let's go and score.
I reckon it has to be.
Shootout.
Far out. Would have been
Kev
a big
wouldn't have been happy with that.
That is
Kevin the best again. Well done, Kev. Well done.
And Tyab leading by say 5 goals in 3/4 time. You know, the Kev came. I reckon
Yeah,
he said go long.
I think he's put himself to full forward. Kev tried to finish him off.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. Just falling short.
Just touching on that.
Great year in Hastings. They've had a very good year. It's been a great success getting Kev there. He's a great man. He would have done a lot of the defensive stuff, I'd reckon. Mac. They would have got him defending well. He's like the YC model. And then get that right. Now they can bring in a bit of a bit more talent maybe over the off season. They'll be a real handful next year, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll love that. I reckon Kev will be really happy with the fourth quarter effort.
Yeah.
11 scoring shots to 2 Hastings way at the pond. So I think they take that positive into and roll it into next year. And
Absolutely.
5 goals, 8.
Yeah,
The last quarter.
yeah,
Jeez,
it's large.
probably should have won, shouldn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, 5 goals, 8's not nice. You'd love more goals. Alrighty, we've got our next game. I'll save the trio till last, where we've had some movement in the ladder and we've seen some absolute pearlers. But we'll kick it off with Pearsdale versus Devon, with the scoreline
Devon
looking pretty good, where Pearsdale were 11-7-73 and we had Devon at 12-12-84 in the best for Pearsdale. Spook, you got it up?
Yep. Hugh Jones, Alexander Dimmick, Trey Robinson, Mitchell Davis, and Caelan Thornton. Haven't seen Caelan's name in the best as much as last year, I don't think.
He's been injured.
Injured? Okay.
Yep.
And in the best for the Devon, which is a great win, Devon, Nick Battle, Skinny Drew.
Skinny Drew.
Skinny.
2 weeks in a row.
558 beers to celebrate, Skinny. Dean Kent, Riley McDonald, and Patrick Senema. Good young list of players there. Well done,
Talking
Devon.
about a young list, eh? Like that
Mate,
Devon. Like I know you know, we know that you've given them a bit of
Yeah,
time.
that's an amazing. They have done a great job this year, Backer. That list is look, we probably haven't given them as much credit as we should have, but they are very young and they're playing a lot of kids, and they finished third, which is hats off to Devon to finish third with a group of young boys. I'm wrapped for the club, and it sets them up for the future.
And looking at I look at Devon when we played them against a couple of years ago with Ryder and they had a couple others on there too that were probably on pretty big contracts, and they're cleared out and they're going with just a few of their kids.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I think that's the model, isn't it?
Absolutely, right on Devon, fantastic, and they're dangerous. I know Gamma spoke the other week, so they can play some good footy. And when you've got Nick Battle and Joel Hillis and Kent running around, and the big boy Kirby, they've got some talent, so they're not going to be easy beats in the finals.
Yeah, definitely not. They showed me. I was talking a bit about Devon last week on the show, and I wasn't sure about their form, and they've come out and gone whack, and proved me wrong, and hopefully they can have a decent finals run. Devon Meadows.
Look out. If Hillis gets hot in the final series, he hasn't had the year that he's had in the past, but if Joel can run hot for 3 or 4 weeks, we might be the difference. He might get into the big dance.
Where Gammers, I'll leave you out of this one, but where are Pearsdale at? Like that, I look at their list and think if Thornton's back, he's obviously pretty handy mid, and they've, I think from memory,
Snyder's back.
Probably haven't had Frawley the whole year either. So they've got a few back, but they've lost that game. It's interesting.
They don't defend, mate.
Their list is good.
Their list, I'm not talking out of school. I got the feeling earlier in the year Gammers didn't rate their defensive stuff, just from the way you would speak. I mean, I haven't watched them that closely, but they give up way too many scores. Yep. And it's like they just go out there and go, we're just going to go kick a score, because their forward half is probably the best forward line in the comp.
Luke Daniel, Cruz West, hanging around with Eddie.
It's pretty scary.
Missing Jordan Bastanak from this game, which would have been a pretty big out, I reckon.
Slightly disappointing, I reckon, this year for Pearsdale.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see whether they can put it together in finals. But coming into finals, I don't know. Like I like their list. I've liked their list for a couple of years, but probably I would have had them in a bit of form coming into this final series and then given them a real good show. But credit to Devon, because they've got them and they've got them at the right end.
And I tell you what, they fucking hate each other, Devon and Pearsdale. Don't remember that. They would have loved that win, the Devon boys. They hate Pearsdale.
Well, I think we'll talk about it soon, but they'll get to renew their relationship pretty soon.
It's going to be on this week, mate. I remember that.
How good. Moving on to our next match of the round. Oh, no, sorry, just match. We've got Crib Point taking on Chelsea, with Cribby at 6-14-50 and Chelsea with the huge win, 7-12-54. In the best for that one, Spook.
In the best for Crib Point were Jaden McNabb, good boy, Jet Bauer, Max Coughlin, Liam Tyrrell, and Harrison
De Kluver.
And then the best for Chelsea, Matthew Dussin, good player, Jared Arden, Jack Francis, Jason Clark, and Jordan Kelly. Can your boys choke us? They have absolutely choked it again.
They had a golden opportunity in the last to pull it in. Probably the last 30.
Is that one of the shipmates missed that?
No. It was Coughlin.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was probably 30 metres out, and just veered off to the veered off to the right. So could have got him across the line, but well done to Chelsea. They've come back in the last quarter and pinched it.
They'd have to be flat with that, Cribby. Like, they had a great win against Bombers a couple of weeks ago. They were being touted to play finals all year, and they've choked. Your boys have choked again.
I wouldn't say choke. They've had some decent opposition, but maybe it's a long story, and they've done it 2 years in a row, and maybe they just need to evaluate.
They would have had a very, very upsetting Mad Monday, Silly Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
that would have stung. Not played finals in, what was it, Gammers? 10 years?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the story. They were going to end that drought.
Yeah. So spewing to miss that. I can't imagine that would have been too good.
Oh, God. That's not great for the boys. But Chelsea, good win. Another Chelsea. They've been a bit up and down too, haven't they? Like, their form this year is not what it was last year.
No,
they were quite dominant last year, weren't they?
Yeah, and they had Baxter Knight, I heard, might have been in Hong Kong for business.
Wow.
So he didn't play this game, and he's a prime mover for them. So that probably makes that win even better, to be honest.
Geez, interesting to look at their side too. They got 42 out of 42.
Yeah, it's most weeks. That's most weeks.
Yeah, is that really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they squeezing any into the twos? They can't fit in. Be interesting to see that, to see whether, I mean, we spoke earlier about us having to do that for the first time this year.
Yeah.
But there might be a couple of blokes missing out. But it's interesting.
Yeah, big time. And for our halftime heroes match of the round, we had Gammers boys, Somerville taking on the Frankston Bombers.
Well done, Gammers.
Summy 8-13-61 to Bombers 3-13-31, and just a pure dominant performance from Somerville here. I've watched the tapes and pressure was up. Your boys look good, Gammers.
Yeah, look, it was a game. It was a game of two sides that had a lot of different priorities to play for. I reckon. Like I read Jared's article through the week, and I reckon there's a bit of truth to what he said. Like I know it probably seemed pretty vanilla, but they had some tragedy happen during the day as well, which I don't think anyone wants to see. To be fair, it actually happened right in front of the Somerville bench, it definitely been traumatic for the Frankston Bombers people. It was traumatic for me actually. I went over to their bench after the game before celebrating my boys. It was pretty horrific, and then they had a couple of other issues throughout the day. So if Frankston were going to have a bad day, that was the one. So I guess the positives for them is that it wasn't a knockout contest. They get to, I wouldn't say coast, but they finished 2 games clear on top of the ladder, and they've been the yardstick. So if you're going to have a bad day, you probably have it in round 18, not from here on in. So that's probably the silver lining of it, I'd say. And for Somerville, look, we've been on a run.
Massive.
We've been playing elimination finals for 3 months. Feels like we've been playing elimination finals for 3 years, because we start so slow. But we're well accustomed to what needs to be what's required, and the only difference from here on in is now everyone's got the same to play for, not just us. So that's what changes, and we'll have to go up a level.
How's your health of the list now, mate?
Yeah, pretty sound, mate.
Yep.
I think Tommy Roberts went off with a bit of a knock to his shoulder, but he'll be good to go.
Okay.
Everyone else got through.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Pretty healthy list, playing at 31 points.
Fantastic,
so,
mate.
Yeah.
Since losing to the Bombers in round 11, you've won 7 straight.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a great
finish,
run.
mate.
Yeah, we've got to wake up. We've got to wake up there and had a look at the best, and decided we needed to tweak some things if we're going to compete. So we did, and it's evolving, mate. So we're putting a lid on it. Clearly, the boys.
Fucking rip the lid off.
The boys celebrated. So they celebrated pretty hard. We look. I reckon we had 100 people with phones out going, "Oh, what's going on with the Cribby score?" And it actually looked quite horrible for a while for us. We were out. But we're up by 24 points, and we knew we needed another goal. We knew we were out by about 0.6%. So we're playing this game style, which is to choke Frankston, and they're probably trying to do the same to us. So in Jared's defence, it was a horrible game to watch, but we had to score all of a sudden with it, and we didn't know how long was left, but we knew it was less than 2 minutes. Yeah. So we had to actually open the game up late, which was. Yeah, you can imagine. It's pretty tough to do when you're in a down contest and you're beating top side, and the conditions weren't great. So, we had to open it up, and young Jack Moroney, who's really stepped up this year and had a great season, he managed to snag a goal in the last 90 seconds, which snuck us in by 1.4%, I think.
Fantastic, Evans.
That
Congratulations.
sounds like the Collingwood-Adelaide games. They were choking each other for a long time. Someone had to give. But your scenario is different. You got someone watching scores and you're trying to calculate.
Mate, everyone was. I was the only, and like my coaches are great. I think I was the only one not looking at a phone. Yeah. And I kind of wanted that too. So, but the problem was a lot of the messaging was not good. Yeah. You know, Devon's won. Crib Point were in front for a long, long time, and then we had someone on the phone, I think, at Crib Point telling us, and they got a shot 30 out, and we're like, you know, what else could go wrong for us? Like, we probably should have been in the top 5 a month ago, maybe, or 3 weeks ago, and all these scenarios keep happening. I'm just thinking, oh, well, that's just how it's going to be. You're going to have 12 wins and lose. So, but, look, we fell the right side, and, I think there's a bit of hype around us, but yeah, we've just got to keep winning now. We've got to win another 4 now.
Not to put any moz on you, but I would suggest you are the informed team going into the finals, Scammers. Like that's a great spot to be in. So you've got the way you want to play, you're putting pressure on. You know you've got your boys sound and the list health. The list is healthy. Yep. So what a great spot to be in.
Yeah, I think. Look, you look at those top 5. It would be Devon and us are the 2 sides that have been winning consistently and. You know, Frankston are the yardstick and still are. They'll find a way. I mean, they've potentially lost their best player, but their 2s beat our 2s, and our 2s only lost. No one had got within Yahoo of our 2s all year, and then they belted our 2s.
Yeah, they got some good players. You got Dale Sutton and a couple of boys like that running around in the
So I think they'll find a replacement. It won't be Harry, but they'll find a way.
Just hats off to Harry. I know he had some scans today, so fingers crossed for Harry that his knee's okay. I know it's not good. He's a great man, Harry. He's the best player in that comp, I think. So let's hope he can get back in, not for your sake, but for Harry's sake and the Bombers. I hope he gets back. And we know Khan had a bit of a health issue, and I think Khan's fine too, which is good because Khan's a great man, and they would have missed him as well. So hopefully they both get back and they can get him fit and firing for the finals and make it a real contest for everyone. Because it'd be a shame if Bombers don't have those 2 boys. They've had a great year, and that's literally the 2 most important players to their list aren't available. That would be tough. So let's hope they can get back and have a crack.
Agreed.
Touching on that, Spook, do you think it makes Frankston look a little bit one-dimensional if they can't win with those 2 players in?
I don't think it makes them one-dimensional. What it does show is that when you've got such a Harry is, it'd be like taking Billy Gertz out of Dramana. I mean, I think Harry's the best player in that competition now. So it wouldn't matter if you take that quality out, it's always going to have a massive effect. And in the important role that he's in, I mean, he probably rucks, I'm guessing, 85 to 90% of the time. Probably. And Khan might go in there a little. Maybe they probably haven't even put Khan in there much this year. They just probably pinch it for someone else. So all of a sudden he goes out. It makes a massive difference. It's not that they're one-dimensional. It's just that he's that good. They've got Kinga can go to the ruck. I know Kinga went to the ruck on Saturday. And actually Kinga is a midfield ruckman, actually can do it. He's actually a bit dangerous. So maybe if Harry doesn't get up, they might roll with Kinga. The problem they've got, if Khan has to go into the ruck, Jared's calf's not good. That's their forward line in trouble.
That was going to be my question. What's going on with Jared?
I think Jared's got a bit of a calf. I think he'll be back.
He's going to have 2 weeks.
I don't think he'll be back I don't know. I don't think he'll be ready for the first final. So if Khan's got to go to the ruck and then you could throw it all out. So Kinga probably goes to the ruck and they just sort of pinch hit there. And
I think to answer your question, they're not one-dimensional, but it's an extremely hard thing to fix in-game.
Oh, yeah.
You can fix it in a week. You can Band-Aid it for a week. You probably Band-Aid it for a month. But when it happens to you in-game and then your second option goes down as well, they're the 2 tallest guys on the ground. Yeah. Well, there was 3 guys over 200.
Boys.
2 of them were those guys. And they went off. So it equalised a little bit in the second half when Tom Roberts went off. But, it definitely impacted. And I think it was the mental impact of Harry. It wasn't good.
A big
I've watched the tape. It's pretty gruesome.
The crowd. It took the air out of even the Somerville crowd, which can be.
When did it happen?
It happened in the second quarter.
And when did Khan? Did he finish the game?
Khan just didn't come out after half time, because and as you know, you look for what's going to change, especially when you're in some sort of control, which we thought we were. We're like, all right, what are they going to throw at us? And then I'm like, I'm actually. There was a microphone on me. I was nearly panicking. Going, where's Khan? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah. And we just couldn't find him. And then he never come back out.
Yeah.
So, So, it's a half. I think we lost Tom in the third. And,
great effort. I mean, I know they lost some players there. You've kept them to 1 point in the third quarter game. It's usually you must have defended well. Well done. To keep a team, to a low score like that, mate. Your boys must be buying into the defensive part of the game, that's what wins finals, mate. It's fantastic.
It's very good. Obviously a huge game to round out what was the last round of Div 2. We'll go with some takeaways, boys. Spook, you got a takeaway?
My takeaway, I think, outside of Gammas' role that I predicted about 10 weeks ago for the Halftime Heroes fans, I said I've been knobbing him off for the whole time, trying to get him there. But I think the story of Div 2, to be honest, I know Bombers had a great year. For me, it's Devon.
Yeah.
For them to have to get to third with basically, I would think they're the youngest list there. They're pretty young. They've got some 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds, and that's a great model for Devon for the next 10 years, and they do have a lot of juniors coming through. So the story for me is Devon and how they've done it with their youth.
Yeah, beautiful. Cameron, you got one?
Give yourself a pat on the back, James.
Devon look like the most dangerous team, I think. So teams that can score and score quickly and score well, like that's probably not what we're pegged as. But, yeah, teams that can score and defend. So I'm a ladder man, as you know.
Yeah, ladder man. We love a ladder.
You got Devon who, look, they don't look like they've scored well throughout the year, but they've definitely started scoring better with 1492, but they defend very well with 1,076 against, which is the second best in the comp, only behind Frankston. So they're scoring at the moment and they can defend, which is a great recipe if you want to be successful in finals.
Yep.
A pretty good in late in the piece for them too. Who was Gregson's down back too?
Yeah,
so
Gregson's back, and I'm sure Frawley will rack up some frequent flyer points at some point.
Oh, yeah, geez. Oof.
That's it. How long since he's played?
He played a couple of weeks ago. He played, who did they play? I don't know. He didn't play against us. He played the week after. Might have been, did they play Cribby?
Played 2 weeks ago.
Against, I can't remember.
I think it was Chelsea.
Yeah. Yep, and they won.
Young Cody Ray's, don't you think Cody Ray's 17? He's kicked a couple of 2s and 3s. He's a good young bloke. His dad was a great player, Paul. Good to see the young youth around there. Good young Levi's a great player. They got some really good talented young fellows, Devon. So whether that can get to them in the finals, they are pretty young. Might be able to get after them physically, maybe. It's going to be a great final series.
Yeah, bloody oath. You got a takeaway for me, Macca?
Yeah, I'm going to just state the obvious. Somerville to get in. When you're 5 and 6 after 11, and you have to win 7 straight, and you scrape in by 1.4%.
Great coaching.
You got to win 7 straight. You got to win 7 straight. Like, it's the chances of that. Like, if we'd have been speaking to him, back then when they were 5 and 6, we would have all sat here going, they're going to win 7 straight. That's, and they got the Bombers on the way. Who would have said that's not going to happen? So I'll give credit where credit's due, Gammers. That's certainly a crack and run, and you give yourself every opportunity because you are the informed side. Thanks, mate.
Bloody oath.
Good to see patching up their relationship here. It's good boys.
Even though he walked in the shed.
We'll tip him by 1,000.
He walked in the shed and said we'd beaten Pines by 1,000. I said, take off 3 zeros, mate.
That was a pep talk. It was a pep talk. Pumping you up.
That's gold.
How good. Sasha, got a takeaway for us?
Look, I think Devon, that's a reversal of the last 2-3 seasons for them. So that's a big one for me, and how they've got there. So it's going to be an interesting final season. On the flip side of that, Chelsea, I think, are just hanging on.
I'm going to say I don't think Chelsea are going to worry anyone.
Yeah, but they're just hanging on.
They got some talent, but
we'll get into that in the final section. But I agree. It's hard to go past an informed Devon side and a very, very good looking Somerville side. So I think that's the theme of the round, and it's very, very good. And I think if you wanted to look at it the other way, what a slip from Crib Point. Just to go from
it's an all-time joke. Sass, your boys, you've mozzed them 2 years in a row. You've been knobbing them off for 2 years, just giving them wristies left, right and centre, and they've just choked it up.
Yeah, but they'll come back. They'll come back from that.
Sass. All right, boys.
Nice little eye roll there, mate.
I'm a disappointed man.
Cameras as flat as for Cribby.
Absolutely. Be tough to miss out by 1.1. Well, we nearly did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Right.
Almost did.
Thanks for that kick the goal, mate. You beauty.
Bloody oath. Well, we've it is that time of the year, boys. We do have our first couple of finals games coming up in Division 2. Wow. With our first final looking like this. We've got Pearcedale taking on Devon. How does this look?
At Baxter Park.
At Baxter Park. How do we feel?
I mean, Gammers would know these two teams way more than me. I'd be sort of talking out of my arse a little. I would expect, if it's a nice dry day, Maybe the young, the Devon flicking the ball around, keeping the ball off Pearsdale, uncontested mark style. If Jolie, if Hillis and Battle have a day, they probably win.
Yep.
Devon, they probably win that game.
Light rain around on Saturday at this stage.
Who's that suit?
Look, it would suit Pearsdale, definitely. It would in the middle of the ground. And then you want it dry going into that forward line. I think there's a bit of injury news out of Pearsdale. I don't want them to crucify me, but I believe they had a pretty serious injury to one of their stars in this game. Cruz West had a pretty serious shoulder injury.
That's not great.
I've got no verification other than my phone lit up like a Christmas tree Sunday morning with everyone wanting to tell me. So I don't know. I haven't even watched the vision.
Allegedly.
But when 10 people are saying that, it's probably true. So.
Yeah, of course.
And I think there's been a bit of history over the last 18 months with it as well. So hopefully that's not the case for the Pearsdale Footy Club. But he'd be pretty important. And Jordan Basnack didn't play against Devon last time. So whether resting a star, I don't know. But he's a quality player, Jordan. So he would slot nicely back into that side and help them win the midfield battle. Baxter Park, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who that suits, to be fair.
It's a bit of a neutral.
Yeah, I think so. Neutral's a pretty key word with the two finals, isn't it?
Well, meaning it's not suited to the size of their ground. Like neither team get an advantage there.
Taking the piss. Yeah.
That'll probably come more in the next match.
Devon for me.
Yep.
Beautiful. Spook.
Yeah,
Devon
I think Devon will win. Yep, the youth of Devon will get him over the line. With Hillis will go berserk and kick 5. Your boy.
Yeah. I reckon Devon as well. In form, I've bagged him out last week, and they proved me wrong. So I reckon they get over here. Back up.
Yeah, they get a lot of confidence out of that. 24 shots to 18, and they've beaten them at Pearsdale. They haven't beaten them at Devon. They've beaten them away from home. So they'll get a lot of confidence out of this. I reckon they'll be cherry ripe. They would have looked at what they did to get over the line, and they'll go with similar plans. So I think Devon, like we said, probably for me second most in form in the comp, and they'll get that one.
Sus.
I think Devon as well, and especially with Kirby on, I reckon he's made a big difference.
He's a star, the boy.
Yes, I reckon he's done the difference there. And they haven't had to rely on a key personality. He's just flitted in nicely, and the young boys are supporting him
very astute
well.
Recruiting. He's a bloody talent, big Arnold. A lot of talent up there in the TFNL, boys. You want to fly a few down next winter?
Well, it gives them a big boy to pivot around. They've got a young, exciting, quick side, so it just gives them a central point to rotate around and pivot around, and he has. He's definitely structured them up. Yeah, definitely.
You need a cut lunch and a bicycle to move around.
Yeah.
No, you do.
Yeah,
I'm not being disrespectful.
He's a big boy.
He covers the ground.
Yeah, he's
and
good.
To get around him is
Big Tommy said that. Well, we played Tommy Roberts against him. We brought Tommy back for that, and he said he's a hard man to move.
Had Tommy go up against H before how was the battle before the injuries?
It was pretty even. To be fair. Tom's pretty good.
Yeah, bloody oath he is. Yeah, I know.
But he's severely underdone.
Yeah, okay.
So we're caressing him through the year. We have, he's played 2 games in 6 weeks because we were hoping to be in this position where we could just play him when we needed to, and Frankston was one of those games. So look, Harry's a star. As you would imagine, Harry was getting him probably around the ground because he's way more mobile.
Yep.
But no, at that stoppage, it was a good
battle.
contest.
Yeah, nice.
So without playing your cards, I mean, you're in elimination finals all the way in now. So I know you say you played Tom sparingly, but shit, you're in elimination final all the way now. So there's a bit in that. I know you're saying that he went off,
Yeah.
So I mean, you got big. I'm not asking you to tell us, but you got big decisions to make this week on whether you play him or not.
Yep, definitely.
Chelsea,
I'd love to give you more, but
sealed lips from Gabbers.
No, I get it.
Is there anything going on with Chelsea? Is there anything specific? You probably won't say, but is there anything that in your mind you want to get after with them that you think that's their one move that you can take away, or are they sort of evenly matched? I don't know Chelsea that well. So
Chelsea at their best are the best ball movement side in the comp by a long way.
From back half transition,
they load up. They've got a lot of good players. Baxter Knight, Jack Francis, Will Barker, Todd Gardner, they're all genuine stars in Div 1, Div 2, I reckon, to be fair. Dustin is probably in the top 5 in our comp.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And then you've got an ex-AFL player playing up forward.
He goes good, doesn't he?
Brett O'Hanlon, who, he kicked the bag last time against us. So they're a ball movement side. They're very, very smart. They're very, very organised. So you got to disrupt that somehow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Zane Carter had a good year. Zane Carter.
Yeah, he has. Look, I think he's a gun.
Yeah.
But Premier Data needs to stop counting kick-ins.
Oh,
I'm with that 100%.
Come on.
100%.
Fuck, blokes are making their career on Prem Data. They're getting 15 fucking kick-outs.
So
It's a load of shit.
I was just coding Chelsea's game when you were doing the Div 1 show, and he's had 35 last week, but there's a fair few kick-ins there. But he's a
no
good
disrespect to Morrison that I was talking about earlier,
it's probably why.
but he does kick out sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you know what I love? You know what I love? The midfielder that's not getting a kick, that jumps out of the fucking sprinkler from somewhere and just runs to the goal square to get the stat. Fucking makes me laugh.
Get me going.
Give me a stat. Give me a stat. Jeez, it makes me laugh. Come on, boys.
Well, if you couldn't tell, Halftime Heroes family, we were just obviously touching a little bit on the next final. We went into a little bit of depth there, but we had Chelsea taking on Somerville. Don't know about this venue at Chelsea.
Yeah, what's to go with that?
Reserve.
Chelsea get a home final. That's fucking ordinary MPFNL. You can't do that.
Don't know about that, Spook.
That's horseshit. Why don't you flip it around? Like, that's not fair. Not that it's going to affect Gamers. They're going to go there and touch them up. But that is not fair, is it?
I would have thought they'd change it. Like,
just change
really,
it.
Just
doesn't
flip
really
them
matter.
over
Just flip them
and-
over. Make it fair.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, fucking MPFNL. No clue.
You're on the board, aren't you?
Come on, Sus. Do
Come
something.
on, pull some
You
strings,
probably
mate.
organised that shit final at fucking Mornington too.
No. But it's interesting that there's a lot of social media messages going around, and the clubs that have put their hand up to host finals that have missed out.
Yeah.
That is the interesting one. And I suppose year after year we see Chelsea get finals, and other clubs not so fortunate. But I personally, my belief is they need to be chosen before round one. That's my belief. Round one, so everyone knows it's out there that if someone wins, that's going to be the thing. They would decide it's late. That's my view. So very interesting.
You decide them one or two ways. I agree with you. You either decide them before the season starts, or you decide them off the bottom 5 clubs in this case. So, I mean,
totally
bottom 6 in our case. It's been a top 6 for quite some time. You've got Bomb Beach, Rye, Seaford, Hastings, Tybe, Kringle. Now, I know they're not all suitable, but there has to be a suitable ground there.
There might be a simpler solution, Gunners.
Maybe
Played at a Div 1 ground.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of grounds around.
Yeah, Div 1 ground for Div 2. And
makes sense.
Give us some aspiration to move up and see what the present
decks
is
are like.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, look, it is what it is, isn't it? So we'll
So you have as a team and a club, you have to put up with what's been provided. There's at the 11th hour, things aren't going to change.
No. As we said, Spook, I reckon Gammers will take his boys in there and they'll get the job done. Gammers will be doing his research and they'll take the chocolates for me. Okay.
And well, Chelsea have lost 4 at home this year. And also, if we cast our mind back to round 15, Somerville got it done by 4 goals and 20 shots at goal to 12, so 8 more scoring shots. So I'll back Somerville after 7 straight and winning away from home.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mako. No, what I love in your scores, Gammers, is the defence, mate. No one can put a score against you, mate. Which is, I love teams that know how to defend. Trying to teach my boys to do the same.
We're not going to get many Friday night games, are we?
No, but who cares, mate? That's finals footy. That is how you win a final, mate. You don't win it by kicking downhill skiing. You win by defending. That's how all the best premiership teams are. So I think you're in a great spot. And not only did I hope you go on to win the flag, I think you'll take care of Chelsea and continue on rolling, mate. You're going great.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, beautiful. And what a way to kick off finals, for folks. I believe we'll cut to a break here and we'll come back with some Spooks.
I'm
Soap
ready to
Box.
go.
He's actually fuming at the ears.
Absolutely.
He's ready to take
No, you'll be right. You'll be safe. No potting anyone in around this place.
All right. And then I believe we do have some pallets being backed in.
Just one.
Well, 1 pallet, so we'll get the...
By the way, we're 2 pies minus again. He's devoured another couple of pies while we did that.
Beautiful. All right, well, we'll be back after the break, folks.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back, Halftime Heroes
Come
family.
on, get up, JJ.
Gee, we've got to get up and about. Oh, I'm going to let you
mate.
get up and about because if I need to let you off the leash, Spook, because I'm a little bit worried here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to go to town.
Alrighty, well,
I'm always a
we'll
little
take it away, Spook.
So what I've just noticed the last couple of weeks. So as we all know, I do criticise this AFL, and I'm in the Eastern League, and the AFL are very close and tuned, and there's a lot of this woke agenda, what we can and can't say, what we can and can't do. You've got to be careful and protect this and don't do that. And we've got to have this world where everything's just words of this the worst thing in the world. And then you hear about a player that's supposedly going to get suspended for calling an homophobic slur on the football field, which, whatever, like words are words. Yet, the AFL have come out 2 weeks ago and celebrating the AFL Grand Final that they've got Snoop Dogg coming. Snoop Dogg is a convicted fucking murderer. He went to Diddy parties where he's a pedo for all those years with his Hollywood mates, yet he can come to the country and sing in front of the entire world being a drug-dealing, no-hoping, rich murderer that we celebrate. Yet you call someone something on a footy field, you get suspended, or you say something in the crowd. It's an AFL. Do your research, and just because he's famous doesn't mean he's a good person. Or back off the bullshit woke stuff we've all got to live under and allow us to have some fun. Because we're sick of the bullshit, what we can and can't do or can and can't say. Words are just words. They have no meaning unless you put meaning on them.
Yeah, no, exactly right.
Stop being so woke. And if you want to don't let a convicted pedo murderer sing in front of the entire world.
It's funny you touch on that, Spook, because I heard, I think it was yesterday, that Snoop Dogg actually got denied into the country in 2007 based on character.
Totally.
So we didn't let him in, and now the AFL said...
now he can come in because it's going to make him some money.
Yeah.
Like, I like his music, and don't get me wrong, I couldn't care what he did. But the point is, like, we all get told we can and can't do, but you're letting in a murderer bloke that smokes dope every day.
Yeah, no, good take, Spook. Fair play. Fair call. Spook goes whack.
So what happens with the young man from Adelaide? He's like, the precedence is 5 weeks, and they've got 5 weeks left.
I mean, if he gets rubbed out, like if you're at a footy field, and we all know racism, you cannot be racist. That is and no one should ever be racist. Outside of that, I couldn't care what was said to me or what Mac would know this, we play together, but I couldn't care what was said or what someone said to me. You can say something about parents, mums, girlfriends, everything. Everything's free game in a game of footy, other than racism and religion. Who cares whether he called someone a homo? Who cares? Who actually cares? No one. No one cares except the media that want to beat it up and the AFL want to pretend that it matters. Not one player in the AFL would care. How many times I've been called that a lot? Who cares?
Yeah, 100%.
Couldn't care less. No one's offended by that. If someone called you that playing footy, would you be offended?
I think you'd probably just move on.
You're just like, whatever. Who cares?
It's
a word.
Green
hair, mate. You're green-headed. Didn't I got it?
You embraced it, that was good.
Oh, I loved it. It's good.
We are duty bound to call that out now.
Yeah.
Like we are. We do the courses. Like whether we believe it or not. I'm pretty neutral on it.
Hear it.
I've worked for government all my life, so I have to be. But we have to call that out. Not to say it gets called out every time, but if we had it at our games, we are duty bound to call it out.
Yeah.
So I guess going back to the question, what does he get?
Yeah.
5 weeks earlier in the year for
I think out West Coast.
3 to 5.
Port Adelaide. Didn't the Port Adelaide guy? The forward. He got 5.
But
Rioli.
It was the tall forward. He used to play at GWS.
Oh, no.
Oh, Finlayson.
Yeah, Finlayson. He got 4 or 5. So my question is not around what happened, because what happened, and we live in 2025, and that's that. Will the AFL
now it really matters.
Give them the same penalty, or will the penalty be adjusted because the time of year is different?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
And not to mention the team he plays
They often
for.
do that.
Well, it's Adelaide. I don't think the AFL would hate Adelaide winning a flag.
No,
it's Rankin, who's an ex-number 1 or number 2.
Yep.
Profile Gold Coast, profile Adelaide. I just wonder what the AFL does with this, because I don't reckon any of us really know what the integrity of the AFL tribunal is at the moment, do we?
That's in shambles.
I wonder, is there any narrative around when that happened in the game? Because he had a stinker.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I don't even know who's complained or who it was allegedly against. That hasn't come out. I think it came out in the Port Adelaide case. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops over the next day or two. But Yeah, it'll be interesting. Time of year. Spring's upon us. And
It is.
Pretty important player to the Crows.
Adelaide the best team in the comp by a margin at the moment. He's pretty important.
He's a very good player.
Big time.
I like it from you. That's good.
Yeah, it just shits me. Like, it's words, boys. Who cares? It's words. They don't matter.
Strong and controlled.
That shits
Well
me.
done.
Like, I deal with it because I could not care whether someone had spray. The whole point of footy is getting a spray, copping a spray, words are words, have a beer after, get on with the game. The world we're living in now, you can't even say something that means nothing and you're going to be offended. Grow up. They're words. They don't mean anything. I'm sick of dealing with it.
And take it away from the words part. You look at Snoop and you're saying let him in the country.
Yeah.
Novak Djokovic wasn't allowed in the country
Because of a flag.
Yeah.
Exactly. What are we dealing with here? It's just ridiculous. When they pick and choose, when they want to be, put the foot down, you allow that and allow this, it's just garbage.
Yeah.
Open it up and let us go back to 1960 where we can do whatever the fuck we want whenever we want to do it. It's exactly what we want to do.
What a time.
What a time that was.
What a time that was.
That's what we want, mate.
No, very
Can't
good
remember.
from you,
Can't
Spook.
remember, Spook.
Oh, you were about 120 kicks long.
I was.
You were doing your best work in the 60s, Sus, the big
Correct.
balls.
Big ball, Sus. All right, Sus, do you want to take us away with a pallet, please, mate?
A nice, quick one.
All right.
Very quick one. First time in my life I've sent a letter off to the umpire's director.
Oh, look out.
A positive? Or?
What are we doing?
Negative.
Oh.
First time. Thought I'd do the and give him proactive.
To Russell,
Russ.
Russ.
So I thought
What do you
just
say to
give
a
him-
letter.
Love
Have you
Russ.
heard of an email?
No.
He's put it in the post.
Just lick the standard and set it. But I thought what I witnessed on the weekend wasn't the standard. I don't think that we accepted. Just give him some, of course he'll do the review and all that type of thing. But just and there'll be others there that agree and others that don't disagree. But I just don't think both sides were serviced well on the weekend.
Can I peel a little bit back from that, Sus? Do you think duty of care from the umpires was a factor in that game, or was it a little bit you felt one-sided?
No, not
like that?
It was going both ways.
Okay.
Definitely. And I just wanted to give him some feedback. And one could presume that there was women's finals on the Saturday, and therefore the umpire squad may have been thinned out a bit, and hence some umpires had to move around a bit. That could have been the reason. I'm not sure, but from what I witnessed, it just didn't reflect the standard of Division 1 and what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah, no, fair enough, Sus. And I haven't watched the game myself, Sus. Was it a hot game? Was there a bit happening? Because I know, obviously, previously an umpire as one of them.
Hold it. You're saying, is there a bit happening at Pines? There's always a bit happening.
Yeah, silly question, Sus, my bad. No, I can, look, I think, not speaking on Russ's behalf here, but if you've had some younger guys umpiring or some umpires that haven't umpired much senior football before, I think going into a Pines game can be a little bit daunting.
Oh, no, look, I don't think, because it went both ways.
Yeah.
And if I had Paddy sitting beside me, he'd be giving me a couple in the ribs saying, say more.
Yeah, yep, fair enough.
I just don't think it was they'll do a review and they'll see the decisions there.
Yeah, no, fair enough, as they do. And as we all know, our boy Russell would be very on top of.
Sorry.
No, you go.
No, just one thing to look forward to in the finals, what I love in the MPFL is when the sun comes out, Rowan gets the fucking zinc on, and away we go. Let's go, Rowan.
Ready to
Absolute stink bomb, but I'll tell you what, he gets going.
Oh,
mate, he loves the show, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Zinc when it's 18 degrees, give it
Yeah.
a spell. Let's go, Rowan. Can't
Loves
wait
it.
for the finals. He
Doesn't
loves
sweat off.
it. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable, Russ.
Hey, on the back of what you've just said there, Sus, I've asked this question for a while. I wonder where the duty of care finishes in some of those more physical games. Let's call them physical games. I wonder where the duty of care stops with an umpire and becomes on the other side of the fence with the boys in blue. Because I reckon I know of a story. It would be maybe 2023 now, where a young Mt.Eliza boy got whacked. And a good friend of mine who's a Div 1 coach at the moment was there, and that I think that went off field. So I don't know. I don't know why we're having games where we're even asking that question. But geez, we seem to get in this room every Monday and talk about something that probably doesn't belong on a footy field more often than not. It's a bit disappointing, isn't it?
No, that's
None of that occurred at Pines.
No, I know. I'm not
point,
alluding.
let
I'm
me
not.
point.
But it's kind of off your conversation, though, isn't it? A little bit.
We can see that throughout the ages, and I'll call them my ages, and they're growing from the 2000s to the 2010s and onwards. Things have got progressively out of control, we'll say, and there's been instances where things have required the constabulary to intervene. But I haven't seen that in NPNFL. Let me make that, let me make that clear.
And I'm not alleging it has there either, but I just reckon, I don't know, it's these umpires, like we've had a umpire shortage. We've had Russell come on here and tell us he's been absolutely ravaged by guys going up. There's a shortage at the AFL level, and the game's hard enough. Like we're asking a lot. These kids, like I had a younger kid as a field umpire a couple of weeks ago, and he had a crowd in a country ground just shouting abuse at him for 2 hours. Like, I'm thinking, geez, at 14 years old, I was trying to get a kick in under 16. We were trying to find a girlfriend and that. And this guy's like, wow. So I reckon kids are probably a little bit better educated, a little bit more aware because things like Google and iPads and all that they know. But yeah, it's a tough job, isn't it? And I feel like these things make it even harder.
Yeah, and that's we had Russell in, and he talked about the decision of if you don't see it, don't call it.
Yeah.
And if you're in doubt, ball it up.
Yeah.
That's what I took away from the session, and I didn't see that on the weekend.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to highlight, but I suppose on the other thing, things could have gone out of control. But he'll review the tapes and we'll look at it there.
Do you guys watch much NRL?
Not enough.
Well, it's interesting, and I know it's a different game, and I know it's faster and there's more decisions than that. But the respect that the umpires in NRL have from players is elite. And then if there's a decision that is not agreed to, it's only the captain that can come in. And I know it's a different game, right? So I'm not saying you can do the exact same thing, but something needs to be done in regards to that respect piece. So whether it's them cracking down a little bit on player dissent and just going, bugger it, we're going to pay it the opposite way. We're going to do it all year, you're going to pay it the opposite way. If you argue, and then maybe it's, might take it out of the game to an extent. But I watch a Storm a bit. I love watching the way that players deal with umpires, and the umpires just blow that whistle and have command of the game, and there's total respect. So
if a rugby player looked at a umpire or a referee with a dissent look, they get charged.
Yeah, they get sent off.
Whereas we're seeing matches of AFL, MPNFL, VFL, where we've got 20 blokes around the ball, and there's a decision which they think they can intimidate the umpire by all of them putting their hands up in the air, holding the ball. That to me, we're starting to go the soccer route.
So, Leigh, I reckon you make an amazing point. Is it on us as Australians? All those other games you talk about are world games. It'd be world news if a rugby league, rugby union, basketball, soccer person got done interacting with an umpire in a way that AFL no one else plays it, no one gives a shit. I don't know, but it's a good point you make because NRL just go, nah.
They do. There's no
10 minutes.
Yep.
And it's very interesting you say that, Macca, too, because I know, obviously, firsthand, the way the umpires are taught, it should only be the captains that come up and speak to you. But obviously in the game, and I'm guilty of doing it myself down at Bayswater as well, like I think I'm the bee's knees and I'll give it as it is, and I'm holding the ball, like all that sort of stuff. And it probably does need to be stamped out a little bit.
It comes from I'm a shocker, but the reality is at club level, it comes from the leadership of the club. So if you've got a coach like me that's happy to probably say something on umpire, guess what my players are going to say? That's on me. If I wanted my players to stop saying it, I need to make that stand. Don't say anything. Get on with the game. Show some leadership. Captain, you talk. That's not the culture of some clubs, is it? Everyone's happy to pile on. So it comes from us as the guys.
100% does, because you know what? I've said on this show that I've been unacceptable at games.
Yeah,
I led into this year, and I've actually changed tenfold this year and so have my players. And some people go, somebody get all the free kicks. Well,
good.
I'll challenge you on that. But we've definitely had a better look on this year.
So
it does work.
Yeah, it does. So be interested to see what feedback we get.
Yeah, no. Great Great pallet from you, Sus. Good to hear that you got busy writing and down to the post office and get a postage stamp.
Actually, I fed it into ChatGPT and
Look out.
it spat out I might have to get you guys to go over it, but ChatGPT hasn't been friendly to us, has it?
No.
That's because it's owned by the Chinese, mate. Don't use that. Use Grok.
Grok, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Grok.
use Grok.
That's
Yeah,
Spook,
honesty.
the big Grok man.
Grok man.
Grok
Elon's
man.
the man.
Elon's the man.
Well, your AI, we get potted left, right, and centre on social because they make mistakes.
We are getting flamed.
Yeah, get absolutely flamed. Son.
Just for that Halftime Heroes family, that is the AI talking. We did allude to it last week, but we will have to make sure that we are going through it with a fine-tooth comb from here on out. But with that being said, that wraps us up for today's boys. Halftime Heroes family, we have had a bit of a different looking panel today. I'd argue that it's probably the most football IQ a local talk show has ever seen.
Very handsome crew too.
Very good
handsome
looking crew.
Definitely the youngest crew I've had here for a
Oh,
long time.
Definitely the youngest
Commish
crew
fucks
ever.
that up every week,
Oh
doesn't
my
he?
God, it's like
None of you are on government grants?
No.
No cone of silence. And
No,
being that I'm a school teacher and a principal, attendance, like I didn't get a note left. I didn't get.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
get an estimate. They didn't
that's a
tell me they weren't
detention.
coming.
That's a
Average.
detention.
Yeah.
We'll have to
100%.
sort that out.
Yep, we'll sort that
Bring a
out.
cage in here next week.
We might not let them back, actually. We'll just
Yeah,
get
no.
them out.
Yep. Well, I think the Halftime Heroes might be branching into some youthful times.
Yeah, just being modern and relevant.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Well, you heard it here, folks. I hope you've enjoyed. And that has been the Halftime Heroes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.